Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Rage Against the Regime at Blog Talk Radio. To call in, dial 929-477-3565. That's 929-477-3565. I was born in the land of the free, in the home of the brave. I'll bleed American blood until the end of my days. The red, white, and blue, these colors never fade. Rage against the regime.
Fantastic. Here it is, Tuesday, and I'm back. My name is James. This is Rage Against the Regime. I'm sitting in for Casey Massey. He's down in Brownsville, Texas right now, enjoying the accommodations of the federal government. Waiting on Casey to get back. He was supposed to went to court last Tuesday, or last Monday, but they decided that the judge has decided that he wants to hear some more about how the feds didn't have jurisdiction to arrest him. Ain't that something? So they're going to file some more motions. He's not going to court yet. The court date has been set off for another 30 days. And we'll see how it comes out then. My name is James. This is Rage Against the Regime. The number to call into is 929-477-3565. I'm going to play a little something for you, and then we'll get right back to it.
Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning, death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. Politicians, In darkness, world stops turning. Ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power. And as God has struck the hour, day of judgment, God is calling. On the knees, the war pigs crawling, begging mercies for the sins. Satan laughing spreads his wings. Oh Lord, yeah.
War pigs. Well, it's kind of funny how songs are kind of, forecasting the way things are today. Kind of the way it was back then, too. Cops raiding wrong houses, going into a house, the back door was unlocked, the screen was unlocked, the back door was unlocked, the guy's in there asleep. Cops come in the door, guy shoots cops. Bummer. I'm kind of wondering if the dispatcher wasn't an Obama supporter and sent him to the wrong house on purpose. Wouldn't surprise me any with what's going on today. We've got more police being executed. What is it, 8 or 9 now in 8 days? It's getting ridiculous out there. When are they going to start holding these people responsible that are inciting this stuff? You've got the new Black Panthers, which are just an extension of the American Muslim Brotherhood, otherwise known as the Islamists, and you got Farrakhan pushing all this crap too. Bang, bang, shoot a pig. What the hell is this? They're calling for people to do this. They've laid it out just like ISIS has. They're calling for their followers to rise up and start sniping police. Just ambush them, sneak up on them, and shoot them, and then put it up on social media. You've got the Jack Wadair that shot the two TV personalities. One was a cameraman, the other one was an on-site reporter. He wants to make sure that he can upload this to social media. That's exactly what they were asking them to do. It's exactly what ISIS is asking them to do. When is somebody going to put 2 and 2 together and call it what it is? It's terrorism. It's terrorism, people. It's here. They're doing it. How long are you going to stay in denial, America? They're doing it to us. They are. It's already started. The number here is 929-477-3565. My name is James. Call in. Let me know what you think. Until then, I'm just going to keep on talking for a little bit, and if I don't wind up with anybody calling in, I'll cut the show short tonight. Because if there's nobody listening, then why would I be talking? Marriage court cites God's authority to defy federal court. Bless her heart. And she's standing up for these people, too. She's got them 8 deep in her office telling them, why won't you give these gay people a marriage license? Because marriage is between a man and a woman, not between Steve and Dave. That's not the way it works. If you don't like that, tough shit. You don't need a marriage license. What you need is a limited liability partnership agreement. Get over it, you fuckheads. You want to take and push it down our throats. You want to try to make it to where, I mean, you know, hey, it doesn't work that way. You can't make a baby. It's not procreation. It's not marriage. Anything else is a partnership. Well, marriage can also be a partnership. Yeah, but that's not what marriage is. Marriage is for procreation. Marriage is to legitimize the children of the father through procreation so that they can inherit from their father. What is the matter with people? Hey, you know what? I'm not really worried about it all that much. In the book of Revelations, all this stuff is lined out, laid out, and it is perfectly clear who wins in the end. So all I can say is, bring it. You want to act stupid and act a fool? And I got news for you. This ain't the end of time. This ain't end times. It looks like it and everything else, but it's not end times. Jesus is coming back. He ain't coming back tomorrow. He ain't coming back tonight. He could. He very well could. And you better have your soul in shape in case he does. But these aren't the end times. The end times aren't here yet. Won't be any talking about it. Won't be anybody on a blog talk radio show like me telling you that it's the end times. There won't be any of that. It'll just be done. And if it is the end times, praise God and let it happen. Thank you, Lord. And if I don't make the rapture, I'll be down here stacking these SOBs up like cordwood until he gets back with the troops. I know I won't be alone. That's a good cheeseburger. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock here in Texas. Right now it's like 7:14. But it's my burger night. And I sure do enjoy my burger night. Yeah, this marriage clerk, clerk that hands out the marriage licenses, and she's, it's against, you know, I've got a moral objection to it. Can they fire her from her job for that? I don't know. Not supposed to be able to fire anybody over their, you know, their moral beliefs or their religious beliefs. So I don't know. Is the judge going to put her in jail for contempt of court? I don't see that happening either. Why don't they just go to another county? Well, they say that would be admitting that, you know, that they couldn't get married in that county. Well, you can't because the court says you can't have a marriage license. Get over yourself, fucker. You know, you just want to cause problems? That's all this stuff is to cause problems. Just another way to destroy America. The place that they hate so much, but they damn sure won't leave. They like the benefits too much. Man, that's a good burger. Rowan County, Kentucky. God bless her heart. Red-eyed and shaking, according to the Associated Press, after the clerk, citing God's authority, refused to issue them a marriage license despite a court order. Oh, it's just so terrible. Oh, they won't give me a marriage license. Oh, they won't give me a marriage license. I can't marry you, Bobby. Get over it. That clerk, Kim Davis, my hat's off to her. She has appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court to stay a lower court's order to issue the license. Well, that was rejected on Monday. On Tuesday, she was barred Oh, no, I'm sorry. Blurry eyes. Good onions in that burger. She was barraged by catcalls of bigot when she met people lined up waiting for services. Bigot? They sure are free willing with that word, bigot. Seems to me they're the bigots. You know, you don't see things the way they do, then you're slime. You're the lowest of the low. You're a bigot. Fuck you, butt-humping chumps. Bigot that. The AP report says James Yates and William Smith Jr. marched. March my ass. They don't know what marched is. Get in the military and tell me that they marched. Into the office to get a marriage license. Davis, however, continued her position of not issuing a marriage license for anyone in response to the U.S. Supreme Court decision June 24th, creating a right to same-sex marriage. They got a right to it. I just don't have to give them the damn paper to do it with. Ain't nothing in that order says that she has to be the one to issue the license. Nothing in that order says that they have to be able to get it in that county. Law enforcement officers told both gay rights activists and the clerk supporters to leave. Why? They're disrupting the clerk's office. You know what? Yeah, you want to pile in there 8 deep and be hollering and yelling at that lady in there for, you know she's not going to do it. What are you doing? She's not going to do it. Back up, get on out of there. Randy Smith, who was among Davis's supporters, said he was aware that Davis might go to jail on contempt charges for defying the federal court order. But at the end of the day, we have to stand before God, which has higher authority than the Supreme Court, he said. I agree with him. You going to give in now? You going to be afraid of somebody that can, kill your body? You're going to be afraid of the person that can kill your soul. When asked on whose authority she would not issue licenses, Davis replied, "Under God's authority." I saw her do that on TV. I saw that when it went up there. That was really cool. One homosexual activist said, "We're not leaving until we have a license." Portly said, "You're going to have a long day, sweetie." Sit your ass down over there and hold your breath, baby. It's going to be a long day for you. I'm telling you. She said she will continue to serve people of the county who elected her. She's an elected official. They want to replace her. They've got to go through some tap dances to do it. She also said, "I never imagined a day like this would come where I would be asked to violate central teaching of Scripture and of Jesus himself regarding marriage. To issue a marriage license which conflicts with God's definition of marriage, with my name affixed to it, her name affixed to it," okay? If they want to go do this, I'm sure she's just fine with them going someplace else and doing it. But she does not have to participate in it. And she is the elected official of the people of that clerk office for that county. They elected her knowing what her religious beliefs were, knowing the kind of woman that she is, to stand up and do what she's doing now. I don't think they could get her thrown out of there. I don't think they could have a recall election. I don't think they'd have any signatures of any consequence to have her removed from office. What do you think? Give me a call. The number is 929-477-3565. My name is James. I'm going to play something else here while I finish off this burger. Man, I'm back. I sure wish that you people would call up Blog Talk Radio and complain to high heaven. You know, these folks pay good money for this service, and it comes out shitty every damn week. Every week is something. Right before I went on air tonight, I have got, let me tell you something, I've got 2 computers, a smartphone, and some other stuff set up that whenever Blog Talk goes sideways, and they have not failed to go sideways once since I've been doing this. In other words, had some kind of a glitch, something that would take our voice away from us. We pay them good money every month for a service, and we're not getting the service at all, and neither are our listeners. And it is getting to be about fed up time. You know, it's like thieving. So anyway, I'm sitting there. I'm starting up the show tonight, and it's counting down. Your show will start in 3, 2. Click. What the fuck? Oh, hell. It disconnected. Not again. Yeah, dude, again. Okay. No problem. Well, just connect another way. Thank God I've got backups and redundant systems, because I guarantee you one thing. Their shit is fucked up. Tell you somebody else's shit that's fucked up. Jimmy Bush. Yeah, little Jimmy Douchewater. Jimmy Douche. Yeah. I think he's been drinking Michelle's douche water or something. Have you seen what this Yahoo is trying to say? I mean, get real. He's more commie liberal Democrat than the commie liberal Democrats. You know? And he's trying to pass off in rhino clothing. You know what I'm saying? This guy's a Republican in name only, and he's not even doing that. Everything that he has said, and especially about immigration. Jeez, oh, Pete, how much more of a communist can you be than to take the stand that he's taken? And he's upset with Donald Trump. Donnie is telling it like it is. He knows that we've got a problem with the illegals in this country. He knows we've got a problem with Mexico, and he's got the cure. What's the cure? Enforcing the laws that are already on the book. That takes care of 99% of it. It sure does. I'll be done with a burger in a minute. I kind of hope it's good. One burger lasts that long? No, man, it's 2 burgers. Yeah, I'm a fat boy. Good stuff. So now, little Jebby Douchewater is taken after Trump using in Spanish. You know what? I won't push one. I call a company and I've got to do business with them. And if it says push 1 for English, I don't push 1. I don't do business with that company. And here is Jebby Bush trying to take it to Trump in Spanish. And you know what? The only one he's talking to are the illegals, because we don't give a shit because we're speaking English. What a fizzy douche. I'm telling you, man. Listen, the number here is 477. Oh, wait a minute. That's 929-477-3565. I'm James. Give me a call. If you don't, I'm going to keep running my head for a little while. I might just shut it down early. Oh. 929-477-3565. It's Tuesday, 7:27 p.m. He attacks me every day. With barbiturates? No, that's not barbiturates. It's barbiturates. Oh. Bush is saying that Trump attacks him every day with barbiturates. I thought he was giving him barbiturates. I go, you lucky bastard. Bush pointed out in a Spanish, Bush pointed it out in Spanish, accusing Trump of not being a true conservative. He supports people like Representative Nancy Pelosi, the Democrat from the Democrat from California. Yeah, he's giving money to her. He's giving money to Hillary Clinton stuff, and we know this. He didn't hide it. He ain't shy about it. He was in business. He needed access. That's what you do in big business to get access. You buy him. He knows it. They know he knows it. They're scared he's going to tell it. Well, he's already told it. And poor Jimmy Douchewater can't stand it. So now he's coming after Trump in Spanish. Yeah, that's what you do, Jeb. Come after Donnie in Spanish. Boy, you are. I'm telling you, dude. If gasoline was, you know what? If they measured brains in gasoline, that motherfucker wouldn't have enough to push a piss-ants motorcycle around a 2-cent stamp. You talk about a stupid mother. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Mama Bush. You had a good one, and you married a good one, but this one here, this is the one you dropped on his head. I know. I'm sorry. I hate talking about your baby boy that way, but you really shouldn't lay him out in public. That boy needs to be running around in a helmet in a padded room somewhere. Oh, my gosh. Jimmy Douchewater made those remarks during a town hall meeting at La Progresiva Presbyterian Church School in Miami, and in response to questions in Spanish, the translation of Bush's anti-Trump rhetoric in Spanish was completed by the Washington Post. After the event, Bush continued speaking to Spanish-speaking reporters from Telemundo and about his attacks against the billionaire candidate. Well, you don't want to Telemundo and all them other folks like Ramos. Who gives a shit what they think? You know what? It's probably pretty good that they're broadcasting that stuff over in Mexico right now, because they know for a fact if either Trump or our teddy bear Ted Cruz gets elected, they ain't coming back here. They are going to be leaving here in mass exodus. They will be self-deporting by the thousands, because if they don't, when we catch up with them, their vehicles are gone, their bank accounts are gone, their employers are going to get switched to the tune of $10,000 a head for each one that he had working for him. And that's a law that's already on the books right now, but it's not being enforced. And any business that depends on that kind of labor for their business to thrive and function doesn't have a functioning business model and should not be in business to begin with. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be on the books. They shouldn't be bidding against other companies that do things the right way. The owners ought to be horsewhipped. Well, everybody else is doing it. All right, everybody else was doing it. You better quit now, because when it comes time, and it's coming, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise, and we do have elections, and there is a new president come 2016, and he will be a conservative. Y'all better spend the next 2 months hauling ass out of here, because all of these FEMA camps you've been hearing about, they're not for the Americans. They're for y'all. Yeah, that old silent majority has been pretty silent about doing what they're doing. But they're putting it in place because they've had enough. The FEMA camps, the railroad cars equipped with shackles and potties, they're not for patriotic Americans. They're for these commie liberal Democrats, illegal aliens that we've got about 30 million of them here, not 10 million like they keep trying to put out there. 10 million my Aunt Fanny's poop. That's who they're for. And no, anchor babies don't have the right to citizenship in the United States. It's quite clear in the 14th Amendment. An alien cannot have a child in the United States and it be an American citizen. That's another little bullshit lie that they've tried to push off over the last 40 years. And, you know, the old silent majority was sitting back, laying up the cut, giving them enough rope, giving them enough rope, giving them enough rope. Well, the trap door is fixing to fall out from under your commie, liberal, democratic feet, and you're fixing to swing, baby. Yeah, FEMA camps ain't for us. They're for y'all. And my buddies might get pissed off because I'm tipping their hand, but, you know, I'm giving you a heads up. You best get out while you can because it's fixing to get nasty here in Texas. The state of Texas has a new law going into effect January 1. The state of Texas is going to be able to arrest. Well, they already could, but they're taking it out of the Fed's hands. There's a new state law that they can arrest anybody that is aiding and abetting an illegal alien. So all the coyotes, all these used car dealerships and all this stuff that are fronts for that operation and that, y'all can hang it up, baby. Texas fixing to get rich off you. January 1, you better have run back across that border. Don't get caught messing in Texas. I am so glad to see it. Casey Massey was down on the border in Brownsville, Texas last year, stemming the tide of illegal immigrants coming across that border. And unlike Border Patrol, or the county sheriff, for that matter, he didn't have to take them into custody. All he had to do was stand there on the edge of that river and say, "No entrada. You want to come into the United States? Go to a port of entry. Don't come across that river. Go back." A little bit less than 3 miles of river that he had to patrol, and those guys down there at Camp Lone Star, before Camp Lone Star got all twisted out of shape and everything else after he was arrested, and that on those bogus charges, they were making a dent in it. And I cannot believe that a U.S. attorney came to Casey Massey and told him that, yes, the charges applied to him because he was interfering with commerce while armed. Stopping illegals is not obstructing commerce. It's stopping a criminal act, you jackwad. There at Sable Palms, Casey Massey and the folks at Camp Lone Star, they had legal written permission to be there on that property to do just that. They had left the meeting not 2 hours before the shooting took place. Casey Massey and Wolf and John had legal authority to be there doing what they were doing. Border Patrol didn't have written permission to be there. The feds didn't have written permission to be there. They had no authority there. But they thought they could just bulldoze this man like they had been bulldozing people for the last 30 years and get away with it. I figured, oh, hell, he'll fold up. He'll fold up, no problem. Oopsie. KC was fond of saying, my ass ain't folding up for shit. I ain't doing nothing wrong. He didn't fold up. He still hadn't folded up. They've had him in a teeny tiny cell. Kept him from proper medical care. And mind you, this man was down there on the border doing this when he had a raging case of shingles on his thigh. Actually on his calf. Yeah. But Matthew was able to eat properly, get enough exercise and stuff to keep his body in shape and in tune. They had him in jail over there for 3 months, and now he's in the first stages of congestive heart failure because of the way that they were treating him. That's cruel and unusual punishment. That ain't right. And when I asked him who was doing this to him, he point blank told me. He said, "Man, the sheriff's guy up here and told me that it's, it's the federal marshals told him to do me dirt any way that they could." That's what he told me. I'm not kidding you one iota. And then here, whenever he gets to court, Judge Hannon, God bless Judge Hannon, his first attorney, not Mr. Sorolla, but his first attorney had went over the facts that, that they didn't even have jurisdiction for him to be in front of that judge. And they kind of glossed over that and everything else. And then when the has-had argument came up and the judge started looking at it, and he said, "Well, wait a minute, they really don't have authority." So they were forcing KC to try to take a plea deal. They wanted him to go ahead and plead out on it. They offered him 3 years, time served, or so on and that. And he wasn't going to plead guilty, though. He said, "I'll plead nolo contendere and I'll take it, but I'm not saying that I did anything wrong." And then the judge heard that, and his ears perked up, and his eyes lit up a little bit, and KC got a whole new breath of life in him, and he says, he's listening. And the judge, over the strenuous exhortations of the district attorney, Mr. Hagan, whatever it is that he is, he's the prosecutor there, the federal prosecutor, over his objections, strenuous objections, the judge said, I want to hear it. You got 30 days to bring it back to me. I'll see you in 30 days. God bless Mr. Sorolla. God bless Judge Hannon. God bless Casey Massey. And most of all, God bless Texas. And he has blessed Texas for giving us sons and daughters like Casey Massey and the rest of them that are standing up for Texas under this onslaught from these godless sons of bitches. Let's see if I can play something now, and maybe it won't sound so squirrely as that last time.
The hallmark of Jimmy Johnson's championships has been
Mr. Stick-haired politician, I got some news for you. If you want to come try to take my gun, son, you better be bulletproof. Don't try to tell my children when and where to pray. No, we ain't that far gone. We're still standing on land of the free and the home of the free. No, I'm not your normal political society. This is coming from real America's son and pissed off rednecks like me. Hell no, I won't push one for English. Just as soon hang up the phone. If you want to serve in the Muslim church, go and take your ass back home. Get up and go to work if you're able. Instead of living off our dime, just give me a handout generation. It's gonna bleed this country dry. rednecks like me. Folks say can't afford medication. Them Obamacare's a joke. If it helps you with your sickness, I say fire it up and take a toke. They need to lock down all the borders, throw away the key, and let's help our own right here at home instead of sending it overseas. Yeah, right now, raise your glass if you agree. From real America's son and pissed off rednecks like me.
Huh. That's cool. Oh, was that fun or what? Jamie Jones, man, pissed off redneck. Listen, if you're on Facebook, there's something that you need to check out. It's called Patriotic Warriors on Facebook, and Melvin Lee and the guys out there have got one heck of a system that's going on out there. If you're on Facebook, give Patriotic Warriors a like. You're going to find out that they're the kind of people that you want to have around and want to be associated with. These guys have got a good operation and a good system in place, and you really ought to check it out. It's Patriotic Warriors on Facebook. And something else I want to talk to you about. With all the stuff that's going on right now, and that, people getting shot at gas stations. I mean, look what they're doing to our officers and that at gas stations. They're using them for ambush places and that, or, what happens? What are you going to do if you're out someplace like that and it jumps off? Well, there's a company called Steel Defender, and Steel Defender, they actually manufacture the bulletproof plates, and they're NIJ Threat Level 3 certified, and these are some. And they're using the Condor plate carriers and vests and that, and the compact is something that you really ought to think about keeping in your car with you. And that it's small, it's just that it's compact. It's a front and back plate carrier that it's still got the molly spots on it for adding pouches and that kind of stuff, but you don't really have to, because what you're looking for at a time like that is something to slip into really quick to keep a round out of you. And that while you get situated and can either return fire and retreat or whatever you need to do at the time. And that, but it's Steel Defender, and I could personally guarantee these guys work. They manufacture this stuff in a little town called Hawkins, Texas. And I have seen the plant. I've seen the facility, and David Cole, he's one of the best guys you'll ever meet, and he just oozes integrity, folks. And they don't put anything out that isn't at least Threat Level 3 certified. Again, that's Steel Defender, www.steeldefender.com. Go check them out. They don't pay me for the plugs, but I tell you what, I would rather see my brothers and sisters with some backup like this if they get caught out than to be out there without it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. I don't know how much more of this stuff is gonna be allowed to happen before the second coming. But when the rapture happens, if you aren't in that in that number that meets up in the sky. You're going to be down here on the ground dealing with it. And if that happens, you better have something to deal with it with. Man, have you heard about the Steinle family lawsuit? Suing San Francisco officials and that for allowing that piece of shit back out on the streets instead of having him deported again. I think that everybody, all of those families that have had their lives disrupted and lost their loved ones to these illegal aliens that have been allowed to stay here because of this cockamamie bullshit idea of sanctuary cities flatly going in the face of what our laws are and saying we're not going to abide by federal law, but we're going to take the federal money in that. We're going to take all the federal money, but we're not going to abide by these federal laws and, and do the right thing and deport these son of a bitches. We're going to let them stay here, and we're not going to do what we need to do for the country to get the illegals out of our borders. And they're responsible for this girl's death. They're responsible for the deaths of all of these people that have been harmed by illegal aliens. They facilitated it. They might as well put the gun in his hand. I'm glad they are suing them. I wish that they would all get together and do a class action lawsuit against all the sanctuary cities. And you know what? We've got a few in Texas that need to get shut down, too. I never have like that. Never. I've always thought that was wrong. But I think they ought to put it at $200 billion, maybe $100 billion, and sue them. And I think that money needs to go to the families, just like this family. God bless. What a thing to lose a daughter like that. Oh, man, I just peeked out that gun. I found it there, and it accidentally went off while I was shooting your daughter. My ass. Then come to find out the gun belonged to a Fed. Haven't heard too much more about that, have you? Not part of the Fast and Furious thing. This gun was actually issued to a federal agent, and he lost it. How do you loot your gun? Well, it was stolen. How was it stolen? Well, it was stolen out of my car. What are you doing leaving your gun in a car? It was stolen out of my house. That can happen to anybody. That Fed man ought to have been careless. Maybe this SOB went and broke into his house. Maybe he's the one that stole it from the Fed. Who knows? All we know is that it was a federal firearm issued to a federal agent, and it was in his possession, and he shot the lovely little girl with it. That family is not the only family that had this happen to them. There are hundreds of families that have gone through this. It has to stop. No more, not one more. Not one more. They're going to be cleaning out the barrios come January 1st. They're going to be cleaning out the sanctuary cities. They're going to be cleaning them out. A lot of them are going to self-deport, and the ones that don't, I believe that all their property will be seized and sold off. They're going to redistribute that wealth for them. They're going to take a page out of Obama's playbook and redistribute their wealth. Y'all better get up and get out of here, because it ain't going to be pretty. I keep waiting for them to put a 5-cent bounty on these people. Kind of like the old Coke bottle return, you know, for your glass Coke bottle, 5-cent deposit return. They put a nickel deposit on these and I guess there's going to be quite a few more millionaires in the U.S. They put a 5-cent deposit on these illegal aliens, a head on these illegal aliens. There's going to be a lot of new millionaires in the United States. Well, the number here is 929-477-3565. If I don't hear from you pretty soon, I'm going to go ahead at the first hour and call it a day. My name is James. This is Rage Against the Regime, and there's a lot to rage about. In Abilene, we've had another police officer murdered in his home in a coordinated attack by multiple parties. Yet another officer has been killed this week in what is being described as a plan by multiple parties to kill an Abilene officer in his home. Stripped naked and hogtied. Well, thank God. They think they've got them cornered and corralled up, or they're gonna know who they are in a little bit, because the dum-dums were on their cell phones. The folks that were involved in that heinous crime are fixing to find out how swift Texas justice can be. On August 31st, the Clyde Police Department received a 911 call from a Southside resident shortly after 7 p.m. indicating a man had been found deceased in his home. When the police arrived, they found the body of an off-duty officer of the Abilene Police Department, Officer Don Allen. He was the only person inside the residence when found by a family member. The manner of death was clearly suspicious. So the Clyde Police Department contacted the Abilene Police Department and the Texas Rangers for assistance. All three agencies and the FBI have now been working through this investigation nonstop and will continue until those responsible are taken into custody. Fellas, Godspeed. Get these psychopaths. They're treating this as a homicide at this time, and there does not appear to be any danger to members of the Clyde community, nor is there any indication that random law enforcement personnel are being targeted in this instance. When they catch up with them, they'll get it. This fellow has only been on the force for 3 years and 3 months. Why would somebody do this to him? Oh, God bless you, child. God bless you. I don't know what you went through till you're finally in, but I know it was not anything that anybody would want to have to go through. Absolutely stinking. Absolutely stinking to do somebody that way. Have you heard what our Congress, John Boner and Bonehead, are trying to do? They're trying to bullshit us with a show vote and then roll over for Obama on this Iran deal. You know, like Ted Cruz says, this will make the United States the number one contributor financially to terrorism in the world. We got enemy in the wire, boys. It's easy to see who they are. And their time is short, and they know it. There'll be a lot more heinous things to happen shortly. Looks like we've got a caller. 956-802. I'm trying to bring you online right now. We'll see if it works.
How's it going?
Hey, it's getting there. I got you, 956-802.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey. What you got to say, bro?
Yeah, this is Ken. This is Ken, the Patriots.
Hey, what's up, man? What can
No,
you
man,
tell me?
just fed up. Another fed up American patriot. I can't believe some of this crap that's constantly on the news, man. It's depressing.
The other side of ridiculous.
This communism, all this communism with Obama, and it's like a hostile takeover. You know?
Absolutely. They think they can do it. They think they have enough of their operatives in place in our government to just have a walkover.
I mean, I'm seeing all these laws being broken by the people who are supposed to be upholding it. It's ridiculous, especially with the borders.
Absolutely. Our border patrols have their hands tied down there.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many laws regarding the border, and they're ignoring them all. And they have so much infiltration and so much corruption, and nothing's being done about it. It's unreal, and there's so much crap coming over the borders. It's unreal.
Do you think they're going to change anything come January 1st?
Oh, man, I'm hoping.
Do you think that if we get either Trump or Cruz in there, or both of them, that situation down there is going to change?
I'm hoping. I'm praying. Because this is unreal. I mean, this administration, this entire time since 2008 has been horrific. They have done nothing but make matters worse in this country.
Sounds like you've got some firsthand experience there on the border.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was there with KC, and KC would call me often, and we would have these long chats about the state of our country and everything that's going on. We'd talk about God and how we've lost God in this country, and that's one of the main reasons why we're going downhill. I mean, God is the author of freedom, He is the supreme law, and without God, I mean, this is Babylon, land of confusion. It's crazy. Ever since 2008, man, I mean, nothing but depression in the news.
So that hope and change didn't turn out to be the kind of hope and change that we thought he was talking about.
Nah, that turned out to be spare change.
Yeah, I think the only change that he was after was changing us from America into something else. Just like he relabeled Mount McKinley to Denali. Okay, yeah, that's what the Eskimos had called it for however long and everything else. But, McKinley was, when they changed the name of McKinley, Alaska wasn't even a state then.
Yeah.
So here Obama wants to go in. Well, they've been wanting to do this, and here he is trying to change the name of a mountain that was named after a Republican president, and that instead of addressing what's going on with these Black Panthers and And the new Black Panthers, what they are is the radical arm in the United States of the Muslim Brotherhood. They're Muslims.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he's not even addressing that. He's not addressing our police officers that was just snuffed out down in Houston. He's not even addressing what's coming across our borders right now. No,
that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame that he's not even speaking about what's going on.
The only person that is Donald Trump. And when they couldn't shut him up about it and he brought it to the forefront, people are starting to go, well, hell yeah, we've been telling you this,
exactly.
You bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
they know what they're doing.
People would tell me, why are you conservatives so afraid of change? And like, we're not afraid of change, but when a president with a Muslim name comes out talking about fundamental transformation of our country, look up the definition for fundamental. He's talking about the very roots of America.
Exactly.
Fundamental transformation means he's trying to completely obliterate America. Erase it. And when I first heard that statement from him, I was like, oh, hell fucking no, man. Sorry for the language, but hell no. I mean, I didn't have a son so he could be a slave,
I agree.
And that's what really pushed me into the Patriot movement. Was that, I mean, freedom is all we have here, and I want my son to have that. I'm like,
that's
I understand.
what our folks have been bleeding and dying for the last 200 and something years.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not set up it's not set up so they can use our own laws and stuff against us to create us into a suicide. That's not the way the country was set up. The country was set up on a set of ideals and beliefs, and if you want to come to America and become a part of those ideals and beliefs, we welcome you open arms, but you got to come legal. You got to come
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
A lot of people have. I mean, it's not like it doesn't happen. It may take time and effort and money, but hey, the perks, the benefits of being an American are many and great. It's not just to be handed out. It's not just to be handed out to any Tom, Dick, and Harry that wants to come in here and change it.
Exactly.
That's what the whole deal was in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, and when people were coming off in Ellis Island and that, the first things that they had to do, first they were checked over physically to see what kind of health they were in, and if they weren't in good health, they were shipped back. The second thing is they checked to see, what are your beliefs? This is what we believe in America. Do you believe in this? Yes, I want to be an American. I'm an Italian. I'm a Puerto Rican. I'm a Gaul. I'm a German. It doesn't matter. I want to be an American. I believe what you are doing. I believe in it. I believe in that freedom that you offer here.
Exactly.
And I want to work to have that. They had to learn English. It wasn't this, you keep on speaking what you spoke when you left where you came from, and, no. English is the American language. We do business in English.
Exactly.
Learn English. It's too hard. No, then you don't want it bad enough.
What gets me is when they start saying, oh, you people don't like immigrants. I'm like, this is a country of immigrants, but people who came here legally. They went through the system, and they love it here. They stand up for America. They wave the American flag. But then you have these others that come over here illegally, and I don't see them waving the American flag. I don't hear them saying anything nice about America. They're trashing America while they're sneaking into it.
Absolutely. They look at it like a purse to be taken out of. It's a personal piggy bank.
I have nothing against immigrants. Nothing against immigrants, but there's a difference between immigrants and illegal immigrants.
That's it pretty much is. It's pretty plain when it says illegal. And actually, the term that they use, immigrant, illegal alien sounds so bad. It sounds so mean. Let's change that to immigrant, because they're migrating. They're trying to migrate to something better. Okay, well, we can deal with that. We've got a system in place for that, and they're called aliens. Okay, you can be a resident alien. You can be a resident alien with a green card and be allowed to work. But to be an alien in the United States, you have to perform certain duties or have certain funds in place to be here. You can't be here on the dole. You can't be here and not be self-sufficient.
Hey, yeah.
Well,
and it's not just an American
I'll get a
thing
job.
either.
I'll work cheap.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not just an American thing. I mean, every country out there has its borders and has its laws regarding its borders. And they do the same thing.
Look at the fence at Mexico's southern border.
You think of your country as your home. I mean, you have your gate around your home. You have your locked doors to protect your property, your family. Your home is your home. Our country is the same thing. We want to protect our country because it's not just good people coming across. It's not just good people looking for a better life. There's already proof of terrorists, all kinds of diseases, all kinds of criminals. It's unreal. Look at the drug dealers coming across. They're just stealing drugs. Sorry. Don't need it. We got enough of our own. And the thing is that they expect us to just ignore all of that. And meanwhile, American citizens over here getting killed and raped and come on, man. I don't understand why they can't understand,
Oh, it's not that they don't understand. It's like I'll give you another analogy that I found really good. It's the moderate Muslims and the extremist. The extremist Muslim, he's the one cutting your head off. The moderate's the one holding your feet down while he cuts your head off. So the same thing with the illegals coming through. You got people that, they're just illegal. Okay, well, if they're just illegal, either you're benefiting and profiting from it, and laughing at the destruction of America and being silent about it. It's the same thing with the people that are in the mosque where these radicals are, not saying anything about, not telling anybody about them or what they're what they're up to. They're just as guilty.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they come up with these the sanctuary cities. We're not. If you're illegal, you sneak in, you get up here. That's okay. You can work and go on and everything else up here and that, and we're not going to send you back. Bullshit.
Yeah.
That contributed to how many deaths, how many robberies, how many murders. They're responsible for it.
Oh yeah. And I keep reading these comments and these people saying, why are you only picking on Mexicans? And it's like, we're not. We don't want Chinese illegals here. We don't want anybody illegal. We just want you to follow the law so we can trust you. I don't care who you are or what part of the country you're from. If you can't come here legally and through the system, why should we trust you?
Absolutely.
Why
should and here's another thing I don't understand. Why do they deserve amnesty? I don't get that.
Yeah.
What have they done? What have they done is so stellar to deserve amnesty? They came here and they're working. They're working and they're doing the same job that a citizen does at a third of the pay, and causing us not to be able to have jobs. They've already said that the number of illegals in the U.S. outnumbers the number of jobs in the U.S.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, no, they got to go, dude. I'm glad Donald Trump got up and said it, and I'm glad that, that he stood by it. I'm so glad for that. It has been, I was down on the border with KC myself, and I wouldn't have believed it had I not seen it myself. It's horrendous.
Exactly.
And what the people at the border have been putting up with for the last 20 years, son of a bitch. And everybody's been turning a blind eye to it. They have been trying to get something done down there for the last 10 years. I know a guy down there that, he's got a wonderful family and stuff. And these son of a bitches tried to snatch his little boy up out of his own backyard. Okay? And that's how it was. That's how, that's how it is down there. I had no idea it was like that down there. I tell everybody up here that I run into, you're not going to believe it. It's a different world down there. It's completely different. You don't understand what these people are having to live with. It's got to frickin' stop. And I'm so glad that Donald Trump sees it that way.
I got news for the Mexican racists. Even Mexicans are tired of the corruption and the bullshit down here. There's a lot of good Mexicans that are tired of it.
Damn straight there is. Yeah, you damn skippy with that statement. Okay, I'm telling you, brother, I had no idea of what they were having to live with down there. And since I've been back, I have been tireless in my efforts to get other people to understand. And when Donald Trump come out and said the illegals have got to go, I said, what? Whoa, Daddy, you're speaking my kind of language. I like that. And then he didn't stop there, and he went on with the rest of his platform. And I'm going, dude, this guy's got something going on, because he's actually talking about what the problems are. And he knows what the cures are. The laws are already on the books. Enforce them. Take the handcuffs off of Border Patrol and let them do their job. They used to run that river down there, and would, man, there was a place down there by this Taylor's, and there was a little piece of fence there, and there was all these belts on it. And I asked KC, I said, hey, man, what's up with all those belts hanging there? He said, well, the Border Patrol used to catch them in coming out of the water over there and over there. They'd wait right here, and whenever they got up here, they'd take their belts, they'd take their shoelaces, and then run them back across the river, and then have to go back to Mexico without their belts and without their shoelaces. And he said, it made a difference. Border Patrol was able to do their job then.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
DC and their change, like what you were talking about, that major word in front of that means to tear down and do away with. And he was doing it on our border, and nobody else in the other 48 states had a clue. I live in Texas. I had no clue what was going on down there like that. I used to live in Arizona. I used to live in Phoenix. Didn't have a clue that it was that way, what was actually going on at the border. And you know what I found out? Here's something funny that I found out. Everywhere that there is BLM land, it's like just south of Phoenix, there's a BLM land stretch that goes from Mexico all the way up within about, I think it's within about 4 miles of Phoenix. And you know the funny part about BLM land is that Border Patrol is not allowed on it. The Border Patrol couldn't go in there.
What the
Border
hell?
Patrol couldn't go in there. Could not go in there. Just like down at Sable Palms and all that kind of stuff down there, and where they have the bird sanctuary and all that stuff. And that on the federal preserves, Border Patrol is not allowed to go into it on the BLM land. And so the smugglers and stuff, they had nothing but an 80-mile wide strip all the way up to 4 miles outside of Phoenix. And I had no clue about that until I started reading up on it. And it's amazing in how that people in our government have hogtied the people that are supposed to be protecting our borders and protecting our citizens. They have literally put handcuffs on them, set them in their vehicles, and made them watch it. Do you know how abhorrent that is? I mean, that's like being a parent and being made to sit there while somebody sexually assaults your child. It's the same damn difference.
Yeah.
God bless those guys. And, the ones that we ran into down there and that were working as hard as they could to do what they could were just sick about it. And the other ones that were reveling in it, their names are on a list. Their names are on a list, I guarantee you. And whenever the coin does flip to the other side, they're going to get their comeuppance.
Yep.
They have not been forgotten. The people that they have trod over and everything else, when it does full swing, when it does swing back, when that pendulum does swing, and it's going to happen in January, they better get their butts back into Mexico, because if they stay here, they're going to jail, and it's not going to be a fun jail.
Yep. I mean, there's too many things coming over our border that, I mean, a country can't withstand something like this. Not for long. Not for long. Those borders are there for a very good reason. Absolutely.
It's to keep the evil out. It's to keep the evil at bay. Some of it gets through in that, but you're supposed to have a door on it, and that's our door. That is the door to our house. And they're leaving it wide open. Not only are they leaving it wide open, they are muzzling our dogs to keep them from barking to let us know that they're coming in.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going on. Hey, man,
that's coming to
I'm
an end, Bert.
It's coming to an end now.
No problem, dude.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you, man. Yeah, no problem.
You take care.
All right,
you
too, man.
my love down there. God bless you guys.
All right.
Take care.
God bless you too, man. Bye.
My name is James. The number here is 929-477-3565. 929-477-3565. We're talking about the ills and ails that's going on in America right now. We're talking about, God bless Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Yeah. Hey, whatever he was running against Romney and that, we had no idea it's a bulldog that was pinned up in that. And I'm sure that he has learned his lesson from that first go-round, and he is not taking anybody's advice but his own. And he is telling it like it is, and he has got a perfect phrase: "You're fired." I cannot wait for Obama to hear that loud and clear. You're fired. Oh, and by the way, you're going to Leavenworth until we get your date set for the firing squad, bud. You're not going to get away with this treason stuff. You're not going to get away with arming Iran. You're not going to get away with it, dude. And everybody that helped you and put you into place to do this, everybody that you were their puppet for, they're going too. Because, that funny little thing about the NSA and all their tapes and everything else that they've got, your communications are in there too. Not going to be any more of those little servers, private servers and that like Hillary Rodham Clinton used illegally. All that's coming to the forefront. She wiped that server clean. And yet the emails are still coming out. If it's on the web, if it's on the net, if it was ever on a computer, they're going to find it. Your number is coming up, baby. And we are going to light the fuse on that party. Whether it's Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, maybe both of them together on the same ticket, wouldn't that be a killer? If Donald Trump and Ted Cruz took turns being president and vice president, that would be 16 years of America first. 16 years. How much right do you think we can make in 16 years straightening up this junk that the commie liberals, under the cloak of a Democratic flag, have foisted on America? It's coming to an end, buddy. You better get while the getting's good. I saw a thing about a bunch of people leaving America. You know, a bunch of billionaires leaving America. I got a funny feeling they're leaving because they know if they don't, they're fixing to get fried, man. They are going to be tried, fried, and shot. Not wasting no good dope on them for a lethal injection. Little 308. Bye-bye, Poppy. You should have went while you had the chance. Justice is coming. Justice is coming. And justice is bringing hell with it. You're going to pay for the children that you've hurt. You're going to pay for the children that you've trafficked in. You're going to pay for the bodies of those children that you've left as empty husks while you rob the organs out of them. You're going to pay for it. Planned Parenthood. You're going to pay, baby. All you people up there that thought you were slick selling off these baby parts and these gifts of God, and you're going to deal in their body parts and make money on it, you filthy scum. Your time's coming. And you know what? It's not going to be mob justice that does it. It's going to be in the courts. And those same courts that you made a mockery of, those same courts that you turned your nose up at and said, look, I can make them do what I want to do. I got news for you, buddy. That wheel of justice is slow, and it grinds slow. But when it does start that grind on you, it don't quit until there ain't nothing left but to powder your bones. And it's coming for you. You know who you are. You had better, because there will be no pity when it comes your time. You've had your run, and we've had enough. My name is James. This is Rage Against the Regime. 929-477-3565. 929-477-3565. Give me a call. I think I'm going to try to play War Pigs again.
Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning, death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. Now in darkness world stops turning, ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power, and as God has struck the hour, day of judgment God is calling. On the knees the war pigs crawling, begging mercies for the sins. Satan laughing spreads his wings. Oh Lord, yeah.
War pigs. Well, that's given me time to turn to another page. Trump may be impossible to take down, top Republican pollsters say. Alexandria, Virginia. A new focus group commissioned by GOP pollster Frank Luntz shows Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump is virtually invulnerable to attack by rivals and the 2016 candidates and the media, not just the other candidates and what they might say, but the media also. Trump has slain the media. Luntz says to say that is now totally conceivable that Trump will become the Republican Party's nominee for president. The Republican leadership needs to wake up and see that grassroots has abandoned them, said Luntz. The head of the Luntz Global, a top GOP polling and measuring consultancy, this is a different cat. It's not like Ross Perot in 1992, where people were simply unhappy with the two major parties. They're choosing Trump affirmatively, honestly, for what he's saying and what he's standing for. They are honestly behind Trump's platform. My legs are shaking looking at the numbers. All those people who think he's going to implode are wrong. He's not going away. Assembled in a room behind mirrored glass in Alexandria, Virginia, an office building, and 29 current and former Trump supporters held forth on what they like and dislike about the controversial real estate tycoon who owns 3 New Jersey golf courses and once owned 3 Atlantic City casinos. He's already said that, man, he saw that going south and he got out. Smart guy. Most notably, the intensity of the group's support for Trump was matched only by their dislike of the establishment GOP candidates. Politics as usual. At one point, a woman named Rihanna explained her support of Trump by lamenting, "It appears that there's only one party." A whopping 25 out of 29 participants in the focus groups immediately and wholeheartedly agreed with her. Nobody's listening to us. Nobody's listening to us. That supporter, known as Suzanne, he's listening to us. He knows what we think, and he's successful, just like we want to be. Normally, such a small group of voters might not be worthy of much attention 441 days ahead of a general election, but Lunt's polling acumen dates back more than 20 years. He correctly predicted that Ross Perot's entry into the 1992 presidential race would deliver the White House to Bill Clinton. His research also initially dismissed Trump. He first just dismissed him. Leading Trump to all but accuse him of trying to shake him down. Lots. I watched this guy do a really negative report on me, and the only reason he did it, in my opinion, is because I didn't want to hire him commercially. That's what Donald Trump said. He said that in an interview with a Business Insider shortly after the August 7th Fox News debate. I think it's disgusting. I think he uses his power at Fox to maybe get to work. On Monday night, the group of mostly college-educated Trump supporters, 17 women, 12 men, was largely Republican, but also featured some Democrats and independents. What united them was a willingness to trust Trump, whether or not they fully agreed with his policies, or in some cases, regardless of whether he even had articulated any. 23 of the 29 participants said that they were more persuaded by his persona, while just said it was Trump's politics that sold them on him. So they're saying that he's charismatic. He's a winner. He walks like a winner. He talks like a winner. Ain't got no defeatist around him. One guy by the name of David says, "I want to vote for a person. I believe in his ability to make decisions. I trust him to make decisions more than I trust Obama or George W. Bush." The group was similarly unfazed by Trump's reversals of opinion or lack of ideological purity that so often defies primary election contestants. I have no idea what that means. What has he reversed his opinion on? I don't know. You know, he says he used to be a Democrat and and the Democratic Party went away from what they believe and what he believes, and the Republican Party is more in line with what he believes and thinks. So I don't see that he's changed. I see the party has changed right out from under him. Right out from under a lot of Democrats. There are a lot of blue dog Democrats, and if you don't know what a blue dog Democrat is, my grandfather was one. A hard-working, honest, blue-collar man that would give you the sweat of his brow to make sure that you had what you needed. If you didn't have a trade, he'd teach you a trade. That's a blue dog Democrat. For example, the single biggest reason Trump supporters gave for backing him was his branding of Obamacare as a catastrophe. No shit. I mean, that's just stating the obvious. We've all been saying that. Nobody would listen. All the Republicans that were in at the time, okay, I live in Texas, we vote for Cruz, and that, we don't have that problem. But the guy that was in there before, he wouldn't listen. That's why Mr. Cruz is there now, and that's why the Tea Party is so stout. The GOP must repeal and replace it with something much better. And by much better, I'm pretty sure that that means that it's not mandated that if you don't buy it, you're going to get fined for it. That is not a solution. They say that Trump is flip-flopping over who's best qualified to manage the U.S. economy. 18 of the 29 pointed out Trump's promise to restore balance to the nation's trade deficit with Japan and China as a reason they would be most likely to vote for him. He's already said he knows what to do with China. He knows who to call in to help with that negotiation to get China put back in where it needs to be. The same with Japan, to get rid of that equity that they built so badly against us in unfair trade. These posers we've had supposedly representing us, giving away the House, just the same way that Obama's given away the Iran nuclear trade deal without even getting back our people that are over there. That's a bunch of crap. Do you think that America's best days are gone? $19 of these 29 said that they believe that their kids would have a lower quality of life than they enjoyed unless an outsider intervened. No more politicians. Can't do it. We can't afford them. They're mad as hell and not going to take it anymore, let's said. And Trump personifies it. Each sees in him what they want for the country. They want him to fix what makes them mad. And they believe he will. I do. What do you think? 929-477-3565. I'm only here for about another 10 minutes, and then I'm cutting out. This is Rage Against the Regime. My name is James. And if you want to call in, remember that number is 929-477-3565. Or you can go to http://s/789591. There's a quick link on my webpage or on my Facebook page, and you can catch it there. Trump may be impossible to take down. There's a nice meme out there. It's Donald Trump sitting at his table with his fingers in front of him, touching his fingertips, touching as he does it. We've seen him on the show so often too. At the top, the caption is, Obama, you have destroyed a great nation to build your own empire. Meet your wrecking ball, Donnie Trump. Mr. Trump, I hope you hold up and say and do what you say you're going to do. There's a lot of people banking on you. I just hope you have the foresight to get with Mr. Ted Cruz. You guys work it out however you want to. I'd really love to see you on the same ticket. I really don't want to see the ticket split between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. What do you think? Well, brothers and sisters, I'm about out of gas. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode now. I want to thank you again for listening in. My name is James. I'm sitting in for Casey Massey while he's down at the border. Just ought to be back here in a little bit. I'm just keeping the seat warm, guys. Till next time, God bless. God bless you. God bless Texas. And thank you, Lord, for keeping us together today. Father, be with those that have lost their loved ones today, the families of those police officers that have been found slain. Lord, bring swift justice to the people that have done that to these men. They had not deserved it. In the name of Jesus, I pray that. Amen.